Your help desk gets a call at 4:59 p.m. on Friday. This is the CEO. I need my password reset immediately for a critical client meeting. The voice sounds stressed. The request seems urgent. Your IT guy just wants to help. Congratulations. That is social engineering. Attackers exploit three things: authority, urgency, and helpful people who hate saying no. They pretend to be executives, create fake emergencies, and pressure staff into breaking security rules. That is why IT seems paranoid about phone requests, because one helpful password reset can turn into stolen accounts, data breaches, and explaining to actual executives why the company is on the news. Always verify identity first. Your phone is dead. Your authenticator app is on that phone, and you have exactly 3 minutes to log into the system before the biggest client call of your career. Welcome to MFA hell. Multi-factor authentication is that annoying extra step where you prove you are actually you by entering a code from your phone, email, or that little key fob thing. Users hate it because it takes forever. IT workers are tired of explaining why "I promise it's really me" is not a valid security protocol. And there's always that one person who deletes their authenticator app right before they need it most. But here's the thing. Without MFA, hackers just need your password to completely own your account. With MFA, they need your password and your phone. That second step stops 99% of account takeovers dead in their tracks. Think of it like a bank vault. One lock keeps out drunk teenagers. 2 locks keep out actual criminals. Yes, MFA is inconvenient, but getting hacked is way more inconvenient. Set up backup codes, keep your phone charged, and stop deleting random apps. Did you know giving a new employee full admin access is like handing a toddler the keys to a bulldozer? Meet Sarah, day 1 at the office. IT gives her full admin privileges because, hey, she seems trustworthy. Within 2 hours, Sarah has deleted the entire marketing shared drive while trying to clean up her desktop. She installed 17 random browser toolbars because a pop-up said her computer was slow, and she changed the network security settings because the Wi-Fi seemed laggy. The server is now crying. It is drinking heavily. And the CEO is asking why the company website is redirecting to a recipe blog. This disaster brought to you by ignoring least privilege access. Least privilege means users get the minimum permissions needed to do their actual job. Nothing more, nothing less. You do not give the intern nuclear launch codes. You do not give accounting access to the firewall. And you definitely do not give Karen from HR the ability to reconfigure the domain controller, because the difference between least privilege and full admin access is the difference between a small oops and a company-wide oh shit moment. Give people what they need, not everything they want. Your password journey starts innocent enough. Password 123. Then the system says no. Too simple. Fine. P at SSW0RD. Nope. Too common. So you escalate. My D0G dollar NAT ME2024. Still rejected. Needs more chaos. Now you are typing tar $7 MK9 #VL2 at PQ8NF5 and like some kind of cryptographic lunatic. And guess what? You will never remember that garbage. Here is the thing. Those annoying password requirements exist because hackers got really good at cracking simple passwords. First, they tried common passwords from lists. Then they used brute force attacks. Then rainbow tables that could crack password 123 inches in milliseconds. So companies made rules. 8 characters minimum. Special symbols. Numbers. No dictionary words. But now you have got a password so complex that you write it on a sticky note under your keyboard, which defeats the entire point. The real solution? Password managers and passphrases. Correct horse battery staple is way harder to crack than Tor $7 MK9 #VL2 at PQ8 and actually possible to remember. Stop fighting the system. Let the computer remember your impossible passwords. Your brain has better things to do. Did you know a simple help desk ticket just triggered a full security incident? Sarah calls IT. Can't access the shared drive. Basic Tuesday stuff, right? Wrong. The help desk checks her account. Wait, her credentials were used to log in from 3 different countries last week. Her device shows suspicious PowerShell activity. And that shared drive she can't access? Someone's been copying files from it for 18 days straight. This isn't a password reset situation. This is active data exfiltration. The SOC team goes nuclear. They check authentication logs, endpoint telemetry, network traffic, and file access patterns. Sarah's account has been quietly moving through the network like a ghost, accessing databases, downloading customer lists, hitting financial folders. The attackers got sloppy and locked her out of her own compromised account. Now it's full incident response mode. Isolate the endpoint, revoke all sessions, hunt for lateral movement, check backup integrity, document everything for legal. Because what looks like user error is often something much worse, hiding in plain sight. Takeaway: every basic IT ticket gets security questions, because yesterday's help desk call is tomorrow's breach investigation. The annoying questions save your data. Did you know one coffee shop visit can trigger 17 different security alerts and make your IT team question their life choices? Meet Sarah. She decides to work from Hipster Beans Coffee because her home internet is down. First mistake, connects to public Wi-Fi without VPN. Her traffic is now flying naked through cyberspace. Second mistake, downloads an urgent invoice from email. It's malware. EDR immediately starts screaming because this file is acting suspicious as hell. Third mistake, leaves laptop open while ordering a triple-shot macchiato. Random stranger could access everything. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, the SOC is having a meltdown. SIEM alerts show unusual login location. Endpoint detection sees malware execution. Network monitoring catches data exfiltration. Identity systems flag impossible travel patterns. Security team immediately isolates her endpoint, revokes session tokens, and starts incident response procedures. They're checking for lateral movement, data theft, and credential compromise, while Sarah argues with the barista about oat milk. This is why remote work policies exist. VPNs encrypt traffic. Endpoint protection blocks malware. Approved locations prevent chaos. Because one coffee run shouldn't trigger a security incident that ruins everyone's Tuesday. Your laptop belongs on secure networks, not Instagram-worthy cafe tables. Did you know a single security patch once sat in approval hell for 6 months while hackers threw a party? Here's what happened. It finds a critical vulnerability, needs patching immediately. But first, change management approval, then testing, then scheduling, then more approvals. Week 1, we'll patch it next Tuesday. Week 12, we'll patch it after the quarterly review. Week 24, we'll patch it when Mars aligns with Jupiter. Meanwhile, the vulnerability gets a sexy name, like Heartbleed or Log4Shell. Security researchers publish proof-of-concept exploits on GitHub. Automated scanners start hammering the network, looking for unpatched systems. The SOC sees constant probing attempts in the firewall logs. Vulnerability scanners are screaming red alerts. EDR is detecting reconnaissance activity, but the patch is still stuck in committee. Then, boom, attackers find the vulnerable service, exploit it, establish persistence, move laterally, and exfiltrate everything, all because a 2-line code fix couldn't get deployed for 6 months. This is why patch management exists, and why your security team treats boring updates like life or death situations. Because in cybersecurity, they literally are. Patch fast or get pound slowly. Did you know one manager's demand for database access just triggered a federal audit? Meet Sarah from marketing. She needs full database admin rights to do her job effectively. IT says no. She escalates to the CEO. CEO caves. Now Sarah has root access to customer data, financial records, and compliance logs. What could go wrong? Everything. Sarah accidentally deletes 3,000 customer records while trying to run a campaign report. Then she modifies revenue data because the numbers looked wrong. Now the SOC team is watching their SIEM light up like a Christmas tree. Unauthorized database modifications, bulk data deletion, privilege abuse alerts, compliance violation flags. The identity access management system is screaming because Sarah just triggered every data loss prevention rule they have. Security immediately revokes her access, but it's too late. The compliance team finds missing audit trails. Regulators get involved. Legal bills start piling up. This is why least privilege exists. Sarah needed red access to marketing tables, not the nuclear codes to the entire database. Takeaway: executive pressure doesn't override security architecture, because one impatient manager just turned a simple access request into everyone's legal nightmare. Sarah is back to spreadsheets. Did you know your most trusted vendor just became your biggest security nightmare? TechFlow Solutions has been your reliable cloud provider for 3 years. Great uptime, solid support, network access to your file servers for seamless integration. Then their SOC team calls you at 2 a.m. We've been breached. Attackers have been in our network for 6 weeks. They might have pivoted to client environments. Your SIEM starts lighting up like a Christmas tree. Suspicious PowerShell execution on domain controllers. Lateral movement between subnets. Data exfiltration to external IPs. Service accounts accessing systems they've never touched. The attackers didn't just compromise TechFlow. They used TechFlow's privileged network access as a highway straight into your crown jewels. Now you're running full incident response while your CEO screams about customer notifications and compliance violations. It's like giving your house key to a friend, and their sketchy roommate makes copies for the whole neighborhood. This is why vendor security assessments, network segmentation, and zero trust matter. Because when your vendor gets owned, you get owned too. Trust, but verify. Then verify again. Because "that's not our fault" doesn't fix ransomware. Did you know that endpoint detection just quarantined 200 laptops during the company's biggest sales pitch of the year? Here's what happened. Tuesday morning, quarterly sales presentation, $50 million deal on the line. Then EDR sees what looks like malicious payload deployment across the network. Automated containment kicks in. 200 laptops instantly locked down. Sales team can't access PowerPoint. Finance can't pull revenue numbers. Executives are screaming at IT. Help desk phones are melting. Meanwhile, the SOC is frantically checking logs. Was this lateral movement, ransomware deployment, or did Microsoft push a sketchy-looking update that triggered behavioral analysis? Here's the thing about automated response. EDR doesn't care about your quarterly numbers. It sees suspicious file execution patterns and says, nope, containment first, explanations later. Because the alternative is explaining to the board why ransomware encrypted your entire environment during the biggest presentation of the year. Turns out it was a false positive. Microsoft Update had weird signatures, but security made the right call. Takeaway: automated containment will always choose protection over convenience. Because recovering from embarrassment is easier than recovering from ransomware, even if Karen from sales disagrees.